We thank God for our surrogate mother and father. We thank God for them travailing for this ministry. And I gotta acknowledge that today because we need to know who our intercessors are. Hallelujah, who's praying for us to be all right in the Holy Ghost. Come on in here, somebody. We've acknowledged the enemy too long now. It's time to acknowledge the soldiers of the Lord. Come on in here, somebody. It's time to acknowledge the mighty works of God. The mighty are the works of your hands. Come on in here, somebody. Mighty are the works of God's hands. Mighty are the works of God's hands. Mighty, mighty, mighty. Hey, Shamaya. Mighty are the works of His hands. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you. Hallelujah. Today I'll be reading Psalm 27:14. Hallelujah. He's all right. He's all right. Hallelujah. He's all right. Hallelujah. He's all right. He's all right. He's all right in the morning. He's all right in the noonday. He's all right in the midnight hour. He's all right. Before we turn it over to the angel, since we in old school mode, I just want to welcome him for a minute. Is that all right? Welcome into this place. Welcome into this broken vessel. Lion to abide in the presence of your people. So I lift my hands as I lift my heart as we offer up this praise unto your name. One more time, please. Welcome into this place. Welcome into this broken vessel. You desire to abide in the presence of your people. As we lift our hearts, as we lift our hands, as we offer up this praise unto your name. As we offer up this praise unto your name. One more time, as we offer up this praise unto your name. One more time, y'all, come on. As we offer up this praise unto your name. As we offer up this praise unto your name. Your name. His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. Hallelujah. His name is Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We thank God. Hallelujah. We thank God. We will now stand to our feet. Hallelujah. Glory to God. Ooh, that's a good one right there. I'm grateful. Yes, God. Unto your name. My God. His praise unto your name. Oh, Lord, yeah. His praise unto your name. Let's put our hands together and receive the speaker on this morning, our elder, Deasia Mitchell. Come on and clap those hands for real. Hallelujah. 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 Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Come on, lift your voice. Come on, open up your mouth. Come on, come on. I know y'all used to me being over there for the praise, but come on. I dare you to give them a praise from the bottom of your heart. Come on. It was no music there when I was going through what I was going through. Come on, and I still had to give God praise. Come on, there was nobody around when I was going through what I had to go through, but I still had to give him a praise. Out of the belly flows rivers of water. I said, out of the belly flows rivers of water. Let your water flow. I dare you to let your water flow on this this morning. Yeah, I'm not going to be before y'all long because what I got is delicious. But listen, I just need you to let your river flow. Come on, I need you to let your river flow. Come on, come on. I need you to let your river flow. I need you to let it flow. Come on, come on, come on. Your healing is predicated on letting it flow. Because out of the belly flows rivers of water. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Yeah, you almost there. Create your own sound on this morning. Hallelujah. 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 If you knew the week I had, hallelujah. If you knew the week that I had, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was on one of my videos and I began to think about everything I had went through the week, and then something said, just thank God for today. Just be glad you made it through today. Thank you for today. Thank you for today, because it was people that didn't make it through today. It was people that gave up today. I'm going to leave y'all alone. I'm getting out of here, y'all. On today, but I just think about how good God has been. I just think about all of the things that God has done for little old me, the stuff he didn't have to do. Right. So I just thank him for that. But anyway, we're going to go quick. We're going to Genesis 45. Oh God. Oh God, we're going to Genesis 45. We're going to start at verse 1. Y'all ready? It said Joseph couldn't hold himself in any longer, keeping up a front before all his attendants. He cried out, "Leave, clear out." Everyone left. So there was no one with Joseph when he identified himself to his brothers. But his sobbing was so violent that the Egyptians couldn't help but to hear him, and the news was soon reported to Pharaoh's palace. Joseph spoke to his brothers and said, "I am Joseph. Is my father really still alive?" Then he said, but his brothers couldn't say a word. They were speechless. They couldn't believe what they were hearing and seeing. "Come closer to me," Joseph said to his brothers. They came closer to him. He said, "I am Joseph, your brother whom you sold into Egypt. But don't feel badly. Don't blame yourselves for selling me, because God was behind it." Oh my God. God sent me here ahead of you to save lives. Oh my goodness. There has been a famine in the land now for 2 years. The famine will continue for 5 more years. Neither plowing nor harvesting. God sent me ahead to pave the way and make sure there was a remnant in the land to save your lives in an amazing act of deliverance. This was my part right here. So you see, it wasn't you who sent me here. So you see, it was not you who sent me here. Oh my God. Oh my God. But it was God. He set me in a place as a Pharaoh, as a father to Pharaoh. Put me in charge of his personal affairs and made me ruler over all Egypt. God has already blessed the word. Now, before y'all sit down, just look at somebody and tell them you have been exposed. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all felt me right there. Look at another neighbor, because I don't know if the neighbor you just looked at was ready, but you have been exposed. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me go into this, because this thing is delicious. So as we look at Joseph, we're all familiar with his story, brother. We know that he had other brothers We know that he was loved by his father the most because he had him in his old age. We know the brothers didn't like him. Then it says that he began to go into the dreams, telling his brothers the dreams. And they hated him even more. Which lets us know there that you got to be careful who you tell your visions to. You got to be careful who you share your dreams with. Because sometimes if you share it to the wrong person, they'll begin to hate you without a cause. Simply because you gave them your dream. I feel like assistant pastor a few Sundays ago, she talked about the vision hater. But I'm not going to touch that because we're talking about you've been exposed. Oh, God. And so we go down the line. And then we get to, after he's done that, now they have put him in this well. Because first of all, he had to go to find them. And then when he went to find them, the Bible says that they started plotting as they seen him coming. Oh my God. It's some people that see you coming from afar. And they are plotting to kill you from afar. Oh God. Oh God. But then all of a sudden it was Reuben. Who said, no, we're not going to kill him. We're not going to do that. You know, we just going to do something different, but we ain't going to kill him. So he went away to get what he needed to get. They seen the people coming and sold Joseph. They said, Reuben came back and said, where is the boy? And then when he found out that he was sold, he began to rip his clothes and said, what am I supposed to do? Oh, that thing was so delicious to me. So then we go down to the next part. Now, he has been sold. He's going through what he's going through. He makes it out of that. So now we get to it. I'm trying to hurry on through it because this thing is just so delicious to me. So now we're getting to now where he's now then finally made it to Potiphar's house. And there was still a setup at Potiphar's house. And you know what I found so significant about reading Joseph, because we always talk about just the one coat of colors. But we never talk about the coat he left behind when he ran from Potiphar's wife. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So not only was the coat of color significant, but the coat he left behind was significant as well. Because there was 2 instances where the coat helped him to get to his next level. Even with being lied on by way of the coats. Oh my God, he still got to his next level. Okay, so now we're out of that. The woman did lied now. Isn't it something how when you don't give somebody what they want, they start lying on you? They start talking about you. Now they sending everybody after you to catch you from something you didn't even do. Oh my goodness, but I love how the text said it wasn't you who sent me there. But it was God who sent me. Oh God, I feel it coming early. So you've been exposed. Let me take you through a few things that I've learned about exposure. Oh my God. It says that exposure is, the basic idea of exposure is that you put yourself in close proximity to the thing that you are afraid of. Oh my goodness, you've been exposed. Y'all, this thing is getting ready to go. So it says exposure works to break the fear connection in your brain. See, this is why exposure is so important, because the enemy has been coming to us by way of fear. And it's stopping us from getting to where we need to get to. We see the vision, but we're scared of the vision. We have the dream, but we're scared of the dream, because every time we reveal the vision in the dream, somebody tried to kill us for it. But you've been exposed. Oh God, that thing is delicious. So now it says that exposure is counterintuitive. It says when you are afraid of something, everybody in your body, everything in your body and brain is telling you to run away. But exposure says no. Stay put. And see, we got this thing about exposure that we always think that is negative. Oh, I'm going to expose them. I'm going to expose the enemy. I'm going to expose this. They lied. I'm going to expose it. But we never look at the good in exposure. And so then we go into, it tells us how exposure is uncomfortable. It says it's hard to actually approach the thing you're afraid of on purpose. Oh my God. Have you ever had to just go to something on purpose? Oh my goodness, that thing is delicious. And so then it began to take me into the different kinds of exposure. Oh my God. Do y'all know there's two different kinds of exposure? You have the systematic desensitization. And that is you just exposing yourself to whatever it is you're afraid of, but in levels. So you're taking your time. You'll do step 1. You'll do step 2. Then you'll do step 3. Then you'll do step 4 just to get closer to your exposure. But then there is the flooding. And the flooding just takes you straight to number 10. Oh my goodness, you just jump right in that thing. And so that's what I loved about Joseph, because no matter what situation he was in, he went directly to number 10. Oh my goodness. He went directly into it, jumped in head first. Now they said both ways are effective, but flooding is the most effective way in dealing with your exposure. Oh, I got notes today, y'all. I came ready. Now this thing blessed me about exposure. This getting ready to bless y'all. It says exposure gives us a paradigm shift. It introduces us to a world that we never thought existed. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It said that is how destiny defining exposure can be. Seek it, go for it, pray for it, because it could be the turning point of your life. You have been exposed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, because exposure, again, there's a paradigm shift, and now you're getting introduced to a different way of life. That's what I loved about Joseph. Joseph was in his season of exposure. He was in his season of the paradigm shift, because he had dreamed all of these dreams, and he's now living the dream that they told him would not exist. That they hated him for having. That they fought him for having. But what I love about Joseph is that for every person that fought him, they gave him somebody that believed in his interpretation. Oh my God. Oh my God, let me keep going, because this thing is delicious. So it's called a destiny defining exposure. It says that destiny is a moving target, as they say. And I believe that the more exposed you are, the easier it is for you to catch it. I dare y'all to get exposed. Oh my goodness. Because there's some things we've got to catch in the spirit. And you're not going to be able to catch it if you're not exposed. That's right. That's right. Come on. So it says when your option and knowledge is limited, then any lie around you can pass as gospel truth. Wow. To go beyond limits, you must have plenty options at hand and a good reservoir of knowledge. Amen. You've been exposed. Woo! Oh my God. And so that's what I like about Joseph, because now he's at the place where he is, second in command now. And I like how the story went of that, because he was in jail first. He interpreted the cupbearers, interpreted those dreams. And it says that the cupbearer forgot about the promise he had made to Joseph. Oh God. Until the king had a dream. Isn't it something something how you have to be in hiding until somebody needs your gift. Oh my God. Oh my God. That thing was delicious. That thing was delicious to me. So then as the king is going over the cupbearer and says, I remember what I promised.
Yeah.
Woo! I know somebody who can tell you what this means.
Yeah.
So then they go and call for him. And Joseph begins to break down what the dreams mean. And it gets to getting delicious because now, after he done done this, now he's got it going on.
Yeah.
And now this is when we see that Joseph was a planner.
Amen.
Because after he interpreted the dream, after he got the position, he began to tell him, now what we're going to do in the 7 good years is we're going to take all of this stuff that's growing and we're going to put it up.
Amen.
So that we can have something when the famine comes.
That's right.
But remember, Joseph's family still didn't know that he was alive.
That's right.
Oh God. He hadn't been exposed to his family yet. But yet he was in the land that his family would need to survive. So it says exposed people are daring, adventurous, and risk takers. I don't know about anybody here, but I just believe, tell a man we're exposed people. Because we ain't scared of nothing. We don't come scruffing. We can pray you out. Somebody might start shooting. But we're an exposed people. And many of us have been in a hiding place before we got here.
That's right.
Woo! Oh my God. It says, in order to be an exposed people, it says, this I found so delicious. It said you should always listen to other people's compatibilities about you. Because see, we get upset when people talk about us. I love, what's my girl, she do the comedy. And she began to tell us her story of how Cheryl Underwood, of how she got on the phone to accept a call. And all the other women comedians was talking about her. And she said she was so shocked with what they were saying, she couldn't even unmute the phone to say, I can hear y'all. She said, but instead I started writing down what they were saying. I wrote down everything as I was wounded, as I was hurt, as I didn't understand why these women didn't like me. I wrote down what they said about me and I began to work on me. I began to do the opposite of what they said that I was. They talked about how I dressed. They talked about my comedy. They said I couldn't be a queen of comedy because they thought I didn't have it. Oh my God. But most of them now, you don't even know where they are, and she's on a talk show called The Real. And I love how she said, I was bruised, but not broken. Oh my God, because when you've been exposed, you can take what they're saying about you and you can run with it. You don't get offended and start answering them back on Facebook. You don't get offended and start doing live videos cussing people out, but you write down what they say. And then the next time they see you, they don't know what to do. Because they said the last time I seen him, he looked like this, but now, because you've been exposed. Oh my God, that thing is so delicious. It said it is only exposed people who can create the future. You got your pen back there because see, I know you right. Oh my God, because it is exposed people who can create the future. Joseph was an exposed people. He created, oh my God, this thing is delicious. It says they got exposed to it in the world of their imagination. Visions, prophecies, dreams. Oh God. They were laboring hard day and night to bring it forward because they had already experienced it. When you are exposed, when you've been exposed, you have already experienced it.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah.
Oh my God, mother, when you've been exposed. Oh my goodness, I went through a season where I had to be hidden for a while.
Amen.
But now that I've been exposed,
Come on. Come on.
because I got notes here. I'm trying to go into it, but I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited real soon. So now it says another great thing about exposure is that exposure gives you a part from a paradigm shift. Is that now exposure gives you leverage.
Yeah.
Because see, if I expose myself, you can't do it.
Right. Come on.
If I tell everything that's going on with me now, you can't affect me when you talk about me later because I already got leverage because I've been exposed. Oh my God. You can't tell me what my gift can and cannot do because I've already been exposed. So I've got leverage. When the enemy comes in like a flood, let him know I've got leverage. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because he's going to come now that he has found out that you've been exposed. Because all this time he was fighting you for your exposure. He never wanted you to get to the place of being exposed. At least not in this way. Woo! Isn't it something how the enemy don't mind exposing you when you out there like a pure fool?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember my papa, Apostle Sanders, would say, you can't purposely show your tail on the middle of Main Street and then get upset when people talk about it. Because you decided to do this in front of everybody. Now you don't like the church. Now you don't want the people to pray for you because you just said they was talking about you for something you put yourself out there in a negative way. And the enemy is right with you, laughing. Oh yeah, honey, why would they talk about you like this? And now all of a sudden you mad at the wrong people, the wrong places, and the wrong things.
Yeah.
But when you let God expose you, oh my goodness. It says that exposure also gives you confidence. Because whatever you are pursuing has been tried and tested somewhere else.
That's right.
You mean to tell me that my exposure has been tested and tried already somewhere else? Well, honey, what happened when they tried it, before it got to me? They didn't find out what we needed to do. Now I'm going through hell and high water. It says it produces a heroic attitude in you. Oh my God, when you've been exposed. When you've been exposed, you can walk boldly in that thing. Because you've been exposed. I love how Joseph walked boldly in the gift that he had when it was exposed. Even when his brothers came to him, they still didn't know who he was. But he still was operating out of exposure. Oh God. It says exposure expands your mind. As one person said, when a new idea stretches your mind beyond limits, your mind never goes back to its original size. Exposure inspires you to think big, safe, and long term.
Wow.
I told y'all this exposure is delicious. Listen. I thank God because when you are in your season of exposure, the small stuff don't bother you because you're thinking big.
Right.
Somebody not liking you that's sitting next to you in the church don't bother you because you know that there's a bigger plan that has to happen here. You know, you begin to not come for the people, but you begin to come for the move of God. When you've been exposed. you can hug the person that's been rolling their eyes at you for the last 3 weeks. And do it with love and understanding because you've been exposed. Because when you think big, I love how they say, go big or go home.
Come on.
In the season of exposure. Oh God, that thing is delicious. It says, exposure provokes you to dare faith and take the bull by its horn. It says when a man is properly exposed, he becomes a deep thinker.
Amen.
Oh my God, this exposure messed me up. Because it took me back to you have to have knowledge. Oh my gosh, and a sound mind. Ooh. It says he stops believing in shallow things and aspires to step out into the unknown and achieve the impossible. Such is the power of exposure. Isn't that something? When you're in your season of exposure, my God, now you can trample across the places of the unknown and the impossible. Because you are in your season of exposure. Oh my goodness. I want to challenge you to find out where you are in your exposure, because there's unknown places and impossible things that has to be done. Because you've been exposed, brother. You've been exposed. Oh my goodness. Now, this blessed me too. So I have to keep reading. And now we're coming to a place where God is getting ready to give us something that's called destiny exposed. It goes far beyond what we need. It goes far beyond what we want as a people. Now we're talking about destiny. Oh my goodness. It said the word destiny means invincible necessity. The word invincible means it must happen and nothing can stop it. The word necessity means that something that is by all means necessary. So your destiny is something that is unstoppable. It must happen, and it is about to be exposed right before you. I keep telling y'all, you've been exposed. Oh my God. That thing is so delicious to me. And a lot of times, what I was saying earlier, we take exposed for negativity. But really, exposed means to make visible by uncovering something. How many of us have been in a covered state for so long that we thought that God had forgot about us? We thought that we didn't even have the gift no more. Oh, I've seen it happen. Oh my goodness, but then all of a sudden God wakes up and he says, I'm accessing you on today. Your destiny has been exposed. And that is why all hell is breaking loose. That is why you're uncomfortable in certain situations, because the destiny has been exposed. And the enemy don't like it. Oh my God, mother, he's upset. Baby, he's so mad. He is mad as the pure gates of hell he live in. He is mad because the destiny has been exposed. You've been exposed. I'm almost done, y'all. It says, many will be brought up out of the wilderness season where they have been in the cave alone with God. Wilderness and cave seasons are important. Woo! To those, it says, because those are the times you develop a deep relationship with God. But when you come out, clarity comes. If you come out of the cave, even in the natural, you are able to see everything around you that you could not see before. So you must go through the cave experience in order to really get to your season of exposure. In order to really appreciate your season of exposure, you must go through a wilderness or a cave experience. Then it says, But exposure is not always a bad thing. It takes us into what it means, and then it says, you may have only been able to see glimpses of it before, but there is suddenly a moment coming where God will fully expose your destiny to you with great clarity. I'm just asking God to let me be able to handle it. Because there's some things sometimes that He shows us that we ask for, but we can't always handle it. And so then instead of working with it and trying to find out more about what He's given us, now we just let it go because we've gotten scared of it. But when you're operating out of exposure, it moves you out of being afraid of what God has for you. It says, God is about to completely expose to those who are looking to Him and things of God. My God, that thing is so delicious, because the only way you can operate in your season of exposure is if you do it the God way. A lot of times we try to do it ourselves. Oh my God. We try to do it by ourselves, and then when it don't work out, we want to be mad at God. Well, God, I know you told me this, but did you ask Him for the instruction? Or did you just hear it and say, oh, I'm going to take this into my own hands? Because see, you got to be careful with that when you're in your season of exposure. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But that thing was just so delicious to me as I went through that about being in the season of exposure. So as they came to Joseph, the Bible says that he was aggravated a little bit with them at first. He started saying, y'all are spies. Y'all came to spy, but he had already knew who they were. They reassured him no. He took them through a series of tests. And finally we get to the text I read where he puts everybody out of the room because now it's time to expose who he is. Oh my goodness. Isn't it something how God will bring you back to the very enemy that left you for dead? The very enemy that sold you. Oh my goodness, for just a few pieces of change. Oh my God, He'll bring you back to that very enemy so that you can expose yourself to them. Oh my God, and let them know despite what you've done, I still got to my season of exposure. Despite the hell that I went through, I still have gotten to my season of exposure. Despite everything that went wrong, I've still got into my season of exposure. Despite this one leaving me and that one leaving me, I've still made it to my season of exposure no matter what happened around me. I still made it. I've still been exposed. Mother, I've still been exposed. When they purposely closed the doors on me and they said you never make it, I still was exposed. Those same people now call me to come and sing and play at their church.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. Because when you've been exposed, there's nothing that the enemy can do about it. When you're in your season of exposure, there's nothing that people can do about it. When you're in your season of exposure, not a problem, not a situation, not anything small can stop you because now I've been exposed.
That's right. Talk about it.
So when the enemy comes in like a flood, and he tries to tell you that this ain't your time, this ain't your season, that vision ain't for you, that dream ain't for you, you really ain't about this life. You let him know that I have been exposed. I've really been exposed. Oh my God. Even when he keeps coming and saying, do you really think you've been exposed, or you really don't know if you've been exposed? Are you just saying you've been exposed because it sounds good? Are you just wanting to tell people you've been exposed so you can sound deep? No, I went through this thing. I went through hell and I went through high water. I've lost some things. I almost died on my way to exposure. Notice what I know. I'm about the exposed life. Oh my God, let me tell you again for the ones that didn't hear me, I'm about the exposed life. So you can throw your best shot at me, you can sit the corner devil and pout, you can do everything you need to do, but I've still been exposed. And I keep getting tickled with that thing. And I keep laughing. And when he first gave it to me, you know, I was in the kitchen and I just had to start shouting on his head because I thought about how when I was born, I died. But I made it to my season of exposure. I thought about how they would try to expose me and say, you wasn't a child of God. You're just like your mama. It ain't real. It ain't this. It ain't that. We would go places and the people had already told them we wasn't saved. You don't even know us.
Come on now.
Oh God, but now when we go back, they looking in the back and that's him. What is it about them that have changed, baby? It's the season of exposure.
Come on now.
Because when you've been exposed, whoo, oh my God, things don't look the way they used to. Things don't feel the way they used to. You're not angry like you used to be. Stuff start rolling right off of your back because you really don't care what's happening. All that matters is that you've been exposed. I've been exposed to the God of my salvation. I've been exposed to a God who has loved me like no other. I've been exposed to my destiny. I've been exposed to having strength that I've never had. I've been exposed to keep on going when everything around me says stop. But I can't because I've been exposed. And what have you been exposed to? Whew. Have you been exposed to God's ways or the enemy's ways? Oh my God. Because I've been exposed. I'm in my paradigm shift. I have leverage over the enemy because I've been exposed. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You know, it's something that blesses me when I think about the scrappers. Isn't it something how you know you can really... I remember, let me tell a story like this. We had a riot at the shop one time. And they was all out in the middle of Cleveland Avenue scrapping. I'm talking about scrizzapping. But it was one girl that stayed in the car. Oh my God, they kept coming to the car saying, we want you. She kept saying, y'all don't want me. Y'all definitely don't want me. Oh my God. And so if we got like that, when the enemy comes and knocks on our window to say, I want you, and we just tell them, baby, you really don't want me. You don't want what you think you want. And she kept telling them that, but they didn't want to listen. All of a sudden, somebody that was 6'6", proving, now she was about Niecy height. Oh my God, and it was probably just bones. She snatched the door open, the 6'6". Baby, I don't know why she would snatch that door open. She snatched that door open and baby, what was your nickname for her? Stuff. Baby, Stuff got out that car and said, bow! Knocked that thing back into a moving car on Cleveland Avenue. And she kept saying, I told you, you didn't want me. Now what I love is when the enemy comes in like a flood. I dare you to open up that window and knock him out and let him know. I told you this ain't what you want. You don't want me because I'm in the season of exposure. Oh my God. I'm about that exposed life. Because when you keep telling him you don't want me, he's saying, yeah, I do. And then he snatches that door open, but he ain't expected to get knocked back into something. Because I'm in the season of exposure. I've been exposed. And so no matter how you come at me, you still can't hang with me. Because I got them hands of exposure. Oh my God. The scrappers know what I'm talking about when we say, I got hands. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm talking about, baby girl. Listen, we got hands of exposure. Have you ever beat somebody so bad you expose their real hair?
For real though.
They got sewing braids in. You know what style they getting by the braids they had in. As you didn't snap their wig is all the way back up the street. You didn't drag them all the way down in front of the church. Because you've been exposed. And the thing that I love about it is, since you're in the season of exposure, everything that comes with you has to be exposed to. Oh my God. Your family will live in their season of exposure. Your children, your spouses, everybody that's connected to you will live in the season of exposure. Because when they're in the season of exposure, there's a protection that comes with that. And no matter what he throws at you, there's nothing he can do because you've already been exposed. He can't tell you that you're not worth it. He can't tell you you're not worthy of it. He can't tell you it's not yours. He can't tell you you're not going to make it. He can't tell you that your mind is messed up and you don't know what you're thinking. He can't tell you anything. He can't bother you with the spirit of confusion. He can't bother you with breaking apart nothing. Because you're in the season of exposure. Yeah. You thought you was going to expose the negativity in me, but I exposed the demonic forces in you. Because I've been in my season of exposure. Oh my God, you've been exposed. Mother, we've been exposed. We've been exposed to the glory. We've been exposed to his worship. We've been exposed to his praise. We've been exposed to his reign. We've been exposed to his victory. We've been exposed to his joy. We've been exposed to his peace. We've been exposed to his love. We've been exposed to his blessings. We've been exposed to the ups. We've been exposed to the downs. We've been exposed to everything. So really, Satan, you talking to me is just wasting your breath. Because I told y'all I'm about that exposed life. And you've been exposed. That's all I have for y'all today. Anybody need prayer? Y'all come on up. We got the pastor, the assistant pastor. You know that that's something that you have been dealing with. And you know that that is something that has been bothering you. You need prayer for anything. Come on, come on. We got some people that'll help you get through. Amen. Come on and let's give the Lord a hand praise for such a dynamic word. You've been exposed. That's a powerful thing right there, isn't it? Before we shift from this place, we are so excited today to have one of our apostles from the Victory Deliverance churches here with us all the way from the Boogie Down Bronx, New York. Right. So come on and clap your hands for our Apostle Brown. And I pray that this is a part of his assignment today. I have some of my sons here, and if he could just pray with them, because Apostle Brown has a very sharp anointing, and he's very heavy in weight in the power of God. And I believe today that if you allow him to lay his hands on you, there will be a transference that will take place that will change you and prepare you for what's next in your life. So I want to ask all of my sons to just come and stand here and clap your hands as we receive Apostle Brown in the name of Jesus. God bless you.
God bless you. First of all, let's give God praise for such a wonderful word. Come on, let's give God praise for such a wonderful word. Matter of fact, let's stand on our feet, give God praise, let's give God praise. Everybody, just rest on your feet real quick. We just honor the messenger today. Come on, let's encourage. You gotta stand for a good word. Come on, y'all. Come on, we gotta stand for a good word. Amen. I'm privileged. You may be seated. I'm privileged, except for these men. I'm privileged for being with Pastor Aaron today at Total Man Ministries. And I thank God for such an awesome, I walked in on such an awesome word from, amen, Minister Deasia, in terms of your season of exposure. Amen. Y'all look at me. Y'all young men, look at me. Is that your son? Okay, yeah, look at me, look at me, look at me. Pay attention, just look at me. I'm excited because, amen, your season will come. Your season will come, and you've got to be ready for your season of exposure. The young ladies, my daughter, real quick, my daughter, when she was in high school, they used to tease her, call her olive oil and skinny because she was real thin. And she had to wear like 3 pair of jeans to school so they wouldn't laugh at her. So she could keep up with the thick girls and the girls that had a little shape in high school. And she's 30 years old now. And now she makes a 6-figure salary. 6-figure salary. She's America's top model because she's fine. Come on, somebody. Because you know, when you get older, you know, skinny works. And her job, she works for CBS. Her job just sent her over to London, England for a year to work for them for the BBC. She flew on the private jet with Hillary Clinton when she was going up for the presidential race. So when Minister Deasia talked about a season of exposure, young ladies, your season will come.
Yes, God.
I said your season will come. I want to talk to these young men because I want to talk to you about the blessing of being in last place. The blessing of being in last place. Because when you're in last place, can't nobody see you. Because you're at the back of the line. Ain't nobody looking at you. So sometimes when you're at the back of the line, we have a tendency to play that. We act a fool because ain't nobody interested. But I come to speak into your life today because Jesus said the last shall be first. The last shall be first. The last shall be first. And where you are now is not where you're going to be for the rest of your life. I'm 55 years old and I'm just walking into my season of exposure. I thought it should happen years ago, but it's just happening right now. How old are you, son? 20 what? 23. Man, what I do to be 23 again? Amen. Pastor Karen got on that camouflage outfit, and when I was in the military, I stayed in trouble. I'd make rank, and they take all the rank from me. I'd be at the bottom again and again. And I need y'all to listen to me. When you're in last place, don't try to be more than what you are. When you're in last, you're in last. Somebody say, play your position. Don't try to be something that you're not. You're last, you're last. Be the best last place that you can be. Because God is preparing you for greater. Don't try to lie, connive, be something that you're not ready for yet. But God says, I'm preparing you while you're in last place. So I speak to you right now, sir. Let God take you to another level in your life. You're behind schedule because, there you go, that's it, son. That's it, oh God. Wow. Wow, wow. I can't hear you. And lift your hands and just close your eyes and begin to give him praise. What's the highest praise? That's it. Come on, keep saying hallelujah just for a minute. Yeah, come on, yeah. A man of God right here. This man of God. I need y'all to begin to worship in the atmosphere. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we worship? Can we do that? Can we worship? Yeah, oh, shabba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Come on, son. Give God some glory. Come on. Come on, I need some worship. I need the pews to worship. Come on, I need the pews to worship. Because the Lordship, this is going to be a regular. Right here, this is going to be a regular. This is going to be a regular. Stop up. Come on. Yeah. Come on, let's worship. That's it, just worship. Come on, son. Come on, give him glory. Come on, give him glory. Come on, give him glory. Come on, hallelujah. Come on, open your mouth. Come on, hallelujah. Rabbi, hallelujah. Oh God, yes, Shabbat. This one right here. Cow, shut up, come on, are you ready? Come on, hallelujah. Come on, hallelujah. Come on, hallelujah. Come on, son. Come on, just a few minutes. Come on. Yeah. Oh, son of Messiah. Yeah. Hallelujah. That's it. Come on. I need to hear the pews. Come on. I need to hear the pews. I need to hear the pews. Come on, just a few more minutes. Yeah. Come on, yeah. That's it. Another level. Come on, another level. Come on, another level. That's it. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Another level. Shaya. Hallelujah. We can stop right here. Now I know that sounds crazy. Stop. Because God says, I just don't want you to praise me right now while we're pushing you. But God said, if you can praise me like this every day. Before you get up in the morning, brush your teeth, you can hit that floor. Lift your hand and just worship. So because that's the problem. You just wait till you come to the house of God. And God said, the blessing and the release is right where you live.
My God.
He said, every morning you praise and you'll be free, just like that. God will bring a breakthrough in your life. You'll come through immediately. You'll come through immediately. Every morning you wake up, first thing out of your mouth is a praise. Hallelujah. Do you hear me, man of God? Every morning. Yes, sir. Hallelujah. You get up and give God the highest praise. You too, son. God, you're going to come through just like that. But I'm praying for you that God protect you and separate you from your friends.
My God.
Because you got a group of gangsters around you. So I see the crowd you run with.
My God.
But God said, even in that, you're going to break through.
My God.
Even in that, you're going to break through. Because you're a leader. You're a leader. I see that you're a leader. You're a leader. People look up to you. You got young cats following you. Glory to God. God said, every morning, give him praise. Oh, God, come on, somebody. Somebody better give him praise right in there. Come on, give him praise right in there. Come on, give him praise right in there. Every morning when you wake up, give him praise. What you gonna tell God?
Hallelujah.
What you gonna tell God?
Hallelujah.
What you gonna tell God?
Hallelujah.
What you gonna tell God? Come on. What you gonna tell him? Hallelujah. What you gonna tell him? Come on. What you gonna tell him? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come on. What you gonna tell him? Hallelujah. 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 What you gonna tell him? Come on. What you gonna tell him? 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 Every morning. Every morning. Every morning. Can everybody just open your mouth for about a minute and just worship him for a minute? Come on, everything that had breath in here. Come on, everything that had breath. Everything that had breath. Everything that had breath. Everything that had breath.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah.
And let me say,
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah.
let me say this.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah.
Before I came through with the Holy Spirit,
Ooh, Lord. Hallelujah.
before I came through, listen at me. Before I came through with the Holy Spirit, God was dealing with me. I knew he was dealing with me. Amen. Now, you know, when I was younger than you, but I was strung out on dust. That was my thing. Angel dust. I was a shermhead. Amen. And even my struggle of seeking the Holy Ghost, I got higher and higher and higher. So that was the struggle. And so I couldn't break through because I had this struggle. Whether it's smoking. Anybody struggle with smoking? If you do, raise your hand. When you see smoking. You struggle with, because I see it, smoking. I smoke 2 packs a day. Packs a day. Then I smoke dust. Every day. And God delivers us from the spirit of smoking. I haven't smoked in over 30 years. Come on, somebody. Amen. And that's why the Lord said, the first thing that should come out of your mouth is not a cigarette, but a praise. First thing when you wake up in the morning, that's when you want to smoke. I know, I used to smoke. I had to buy my bed, a lighter. First thing, I didn't even get this sleep out of my eyes. I'm smoking. But if you give God a praise, deliverance will come in your house. If you inhale a praise, if you inhale a praise song, God said, I will fill you with power. Glory to God, glory to God. But you got to work by faith first. If you really want to be delivered, if you really want to be delivered, I guarantee you, God will come in just like that. 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 I'm closing. But I want to speak to this house. The last shall be first.
Glory, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
The last shall be first. Come on, somebody. The last shall be, come on, y'all. The last shall be first. Sometime, Pastor Karen,
Glory, hallelujah.
the Lord will keep us last on purpose.
Come on.
I don't care how much you try to be first, He will knock you back to last place because it's not time for your exposure yet.
Hallelujah.
I wish I had somebody in here.
Hallelujah.
You're not ready for the spotlight.
Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Anybody seen America Got Talent? Sunday Best? Sunday Best, those are last place people.
My God.
We're about to be first place people. Come on, somebody, come on. America Got Talent, last place people. They're about to be first place people. Come on, come on.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
God said, if I have you in secret, stay in secret. Until because when first place it come easy.
Yeah.
When God expose you, you don't have to be nothing else but who you are.
My God.
I wish I had somebody in here.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Glory to God. My God. Everybody standing real quick. Everybody. Everybody. Quickly, everybody standing. Everybody in this room. Standing. Everybody in this room standing. Everything that have breath standing. Glory. Hallelujah. Thank you. There's a fresh wind that's coming in this place. I said there's a fresh wind that's coming in this place. Can we just lift our hands real quick? A fresh wind is coming in this place. A fresh wind coming in this place. A fresh wind. If you're under this roof, there's a glory cloud under this roof.
My God.
Every time you come under this glory cloud, you will walk out of here with a benefit.
Come on.
You are blessed by what you're attached to. God said there's benefits in this room. These men, I speak jobs over your life even now. I release a job over your life even now. I said I release jobs over your life even now. Come on. I release jobs over your life even now. If you're in here, you're in school, you're a teenager, you're over the age of 15, you will have a part-time job that's going to pay, that's going to work with your school schedule. I release it over your life even now. Anybody here desire a job?
Hallelujah. I need a new one.
I release jobs in here right now. Come on, somebody. I feel the spirit of promotion in this room. Come on, I wish I had somebody in here. Even Pastor Karen, you got there's a promotion on the desk. But the pastor's getting promoted, the whole house is getting promoted. When she go up, everybody go up. Come on in here. There's promotion in this room. Are y'all ready to go up? I said, are y'all ready to go up? Are you ready to go up? Are you ready to go up? Are you ready to go up?
Glory, hallelujah.
Sir, I'm putting a mop in your hand. I'm putting a mop in your hand. I'm putting a mop in your hand. A cleaning job in your hand. A cleaning business in your hand. With employees in your hand. I wish I had that. I said, I'm putting a mop in your. You think you got to be more than what you know. Just use what you know. Oh, I wish I had somebody in here. How? Hallelujah! You're standing in front of a man that my first mentor was a man And all he had was a mop, a bucket, and a buffer. Turned that into a it was $1,000, multi-$1,000 business. Had a whole school district with just a mop. Had a cleaning business, turned over into a bigger business. Had a whole school district of all schools. That's how big that contract came. And God said, all I'm giving you is a mop. That's all you need is a mop. Where they lock you in at the supermarket, the Walmart all night. The contract can be yours if you trust God. Come on, God. How? I'm putting a mop in this hand and money in this hand. A mop in this hand, money in this hand. A mop in this hand, money in this hand. You'll never go broke. You'll never go broke. You'll never go broke. You'll never go broke. Somebody give him praise. Young lady, I don't know who you are, but God's got a great career for you. I see you in another class. I see you in another class. I see you in another training. And God is going to take you to another level. You just getting started. You will be successful. You will be successful. I speak success over your life. You will be successful. I don't care how much pain is in your body, how much pain is in your heart. You will be successful. Nothing will ever hold you back again. God said, I'm putting a hedge around you. Your past won't be able to catch up to you. Your past won't be able to catch up to you. God is going to give you a career. And God said it's time for you to be happy for who you really are. I speak against low self-esteem. I come against it right now. You have no business thinking low of yourself. You are higher than what you really think you are. You are better than what you think you are.
Thank you, Jesus.
Somebody better give God some glory in here. Somebody better give God some glory in here. I speak the word of this woman of God over your life. Come up front, you, all the way up here. Yeah, I speak the word because you have been exposed. 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 That word is for you. Shout out, God is bringing you all the way up front. Shout out, all the way up front. Get used to being up front. Can you put your hand on your hip? You up front, honey. Come on, all right. How? So you're not used to it. You're not used to it. You're not used to it. You don't know how to stretch your stuff. Just walk to that little ledge and come back. You're like you on the runway. Like you're walking there. Just turn around. Just turn around. Come on to me. Yeah, get used to it. You on the runway. You on the See, how? See, I felt something in there. You ain't used to it. Is that me? Oh, yeah, you. Come on, brothers, give God some glory. Come on, brothers, give God some glory. Come on, brothers, give God some glory. You have been exposed. Come on in here. You remember that young lady that played in that movie Precious? Precious. They played that movie Precious. She's been exposed. Spotlight on her. Same spotlight that was on her is on you. Come on in here, somebody. God said, get used to being blessed. Get used to being blessed. Get used to being blessed. Come on. Get used to being blessed. Get used to every miracle. Get used to it. Get used to it. Get used to it. Get used to God favoring you. I said, get used to God favoring you. Get used to God favoring of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Do it for him right now, God. In the name of Jesus. Do it for him right now. In the name of In the name of Jesus. Do it for him right now. He said, there's one more in here. And young lady, can you take that baby from her? Yeah, come here. Because you've been exposed. Come here, you. You've been exposed. You've been exposed. See, now the Lord said you're playing hard to get. You're playing hard to get. Yeah, you have to hold out to the end. But the day of God, the anointing that God has for your life is coming much sooner than you think. There's another level in the anointing over your life. And you're saying that I'm not ready. You're trying to clean yourself up. But let God clean you up. Come on, somebody. You're trying to get better on your own. Oh, shut up, but you can't do it on your own. Let's just give it to God. I don't care what it is. Give it to God. Whatever the problem is, give it to God. Stop trying to delay your own blessing. God said, I'm going to bless you just the way you are. Come on in. Just the way you are. You say, I got to stop this first. I don't stop nothing. Just give it to God and watch God stop it for you. Oh, yeah, oh, come on. God said, I'm going to fix it. Let me 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 get your hand out of it. I'm anointing your hands to take your hand out of it. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Oh, out of your come on. Come on. Can we just worship just for a minute? Come on. Shut up. Can we just worship for a minute? Can we just worship for a minute? That's it. Can we just worship for a minute? Come on. Can we just worship? Oh, I feel another level in here. Can we just worship for a minute? That's it. Can we just worship for a minute? Can we just worship for a minute? Can we just worship for a minute? Oh, can we just worship for a minute? Hi, yeah. Hallelujah. Yes. Yeah. Come on, just one more minute, y'all. Come on, everybody.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Glory. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Glory, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Glory, hallelujah. Thank you,
Stand right
Lord.
there.
Oh, glory, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
The reason why I said this, speaking to you too, because I see 3 more powerful people coming to the ministry.
Yes, Lord.
I see 3 more powerful. And God is forewarning you because you need these people.
Yes, Lord.
They're coming. And God is just saying, make room for them. Do not block them.
Woo, glory, hallelujah.
You too, said, make room for them.
Amen, hallelujah.
Because they're broken, but they are anointed.
Amen, hallelujah.
And if you block them, they won't stay.
Amen, hallelujah.
When they come in this ministry, your ministry is going to shift just like that.
Amen, hallelujah.
And sometimes you have to go out of your way to accommodate. God said, I need you to have I'm forewarning you to accommodate. You don't know them, but accommodate them. Which means you have to let go a little bit. Don't try to cover her. You cover her, but protect her. But just make room, because there's some people coming that will serve. They will serve. God said, don't block them. Don't block them. And it's just a mindset. Just be accommodating. Let them, and watch. If the ministry will begin to blend. It will begin to blend. You will begin to blend. Glory to God. But these people are strategic. I wish I had somebody in here. Come on, somebody. Come on. Come on, they're strategic. Glory to God. And God is going to catapult, fast forward. Everything going to begin to move quick. But it depends on the armor bearers. It was the disciples that tried to hold back the woman with the issue of blood. The disciples, the ones that was rolling with you, they was rolling, no, wait a minute. But she had enough strength to push through them, because the crowd was churchful. The crowd was the church. Everybody ain't that strong. I wish I had somebody in here. Most people will turn back. Oh, y'all don't hear me. Come on in here. Hallelujah. It was the church from the disciples that already had Jesus. And it's like, but she had enough strength to touch Jesus. But everybody ain't that strong. Glory to God. God's going to send them. And God, you are going to be assigned to bless them. And all you got to do is make room for them. Be accommodating to them. Just as though you're honoring someone of high status, even though you're on the same level. God said you have to nurture them a little bit. Love them because they're coming through the hurt. But they're anointed. Somebody give God one more praise. Come on, y'all. Somebody give God one more praise. Come on, give him one more praise. Come on, everybody, 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 give him one more praise. Come on, give him one more praise. One more thing I want to heal this ministry from. I want you to give God a super praise for everybody that left. Come on, that ain't even loud enough. That ain't even loud enough. Y'all need to get past the ones that left. Come on, let's give them prayer. Everybody that left. Come on, everybody that left. Everybody that left. And talking about you. And got their mouth on you. And telling your secrets. Come on, give God praise for everybody that left. I wanted to free you from the people that have betrayed you. That's the spirit of betrayal. It's a spirit. It's the spirit of betrayal. Hallelujah. It's a spirit. Glory. Backstabbing. Untrustworthy. Glory. But God said, I release you from those people that have turned on you. But God said, now greater is coming. I wish I had somebody in here. Come on, greater is coming. Come on, somebody. Greater is coming. Come on, somebody. Greater is coming. Come on, somebody. Greater is coming. Come on in here. Greater is coming. Come on. Greater
Thank you, Lord.
Greater is here.
Thank you.
All right. I want to bless this house. Amen. And I'm asking everybody just for $10. $10. I'm starting with 100, but I just want 10. If you got $10, everybody take a $10 bill, $10, 10 ones. $10. Thank you, man of God. Thank you, $10. Thank you, man of God. Thank you. I want to bless this house. I want to bless this house. I want to bless this house. $10. $10. $10. Amen. $10. Bless you, sir. Bless you. Thank you. $10. Cash out. Okay. $10. Amen. $10. 10. Bless you. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you. 10. Thank you, woman of God. Bless you. $10. Amen. Bless you. Bless you. Amen. Come on, let's give God one more praise, everybody. Amen. Come on, give him one more praise. Come on, give him one more praise. Come on, give him one more praise. Amen. Can we rest on our feet as we present to you your pastor? Amen. Pastor Karen. Come on, Pastor Karen. Come on, give God the glory. Thank you, man of God. Thank you, son. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you. I told y'all that I was going to love Apostle Brown. Amen. We are going to have to settle some things to have Apostle Brown to come back. Because one thing that I could go into the depths of the Bible, but I'm going to leave that alone. Hallelujah. But me and Apostle Brown, we go back a long time. And his oil is not a new oil. His oil has rested on his life for a long time. He is not a novice in ministry at all. He has walked with God for a long time. And so God has whispered secrets to him that some of us don't know yet. Oh, come on in here, somebody. And so we